Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back to another in-depth candle review. I hope you are having a fantastic day. If you missed it a little bit earlier today, I shared my first candle review, and that was featuring the Kringle Salted Maple Pumpkin fragrance. That is actually a new fragrance for Kringle for fall 2024. And with the completion of that review, I actually finished all of the in-depth candle reviews for the fall 2024 Kringle and Country Candle lineup. If you are interested in any of the in-depth reviews from either of those collections for this year, I did add them all to my Kringle and Country Candle playlist, and you can check that playlist out on my main channel page. If you are ever curious about whether I have an in-depth review already uploaded about a specific Kringle or Country Candle fragrance, be sure to check out that playlist. There are many videos there. So there's a lot that I've reviewed, and quite frankly, there's a lot that I'm still gonna be reviewing because the holiday candles are coming, you guys. But before we get to holiday, we have to finish out the very last Halloween review, and that is Dreadful Dolly. So that's what we're talking about in this video here. Kringle Candle released 6 new fragrances for Halloween this year in the classic jar lineup. So these 6 fragrances joined 12 existing scents. And Kringle was kind enough to send me all 6 new scents, and I have reviewed them all. Dreadful Dolly is the last, and honestly, this one kind of reminds me a little bit of one of the fragrances that Kringle released for the fall lineup this year. So if you were a big fan of the Apple and Oud fragrance from the fall lineup, I think you're really gonna like this Dreadful Dolly. They are both these really interesting, slightly woody apple scents that I think are fantastic for this time of year. I wouldn't necessarily consider this a spooky Halloween scent, but this is a great just fall scent overall. So I think it makes sense to pop it into a Halloween lineup. But this super creepy label definitely does not, I don't know, I wouldn't expect to find such a beautiful apple scent behind this particular label. So this little dolly is particularly creepy to me. Not only is she sticking out her tongue, but I'm not sure you can see this on camera, but she also has fangs. So she's pretty creepy. Anyway, let's dive into Dreadful Dolly here. We'll read through the fragrance notes, and I'll tell you what I smell here. We'll talk strength and throw and overall burn quality, and then we'll be done. All right, Dreadful Dolly, a haunting fragrance combining smooth ancient woods and crisp forbidden apple with whispers of black java glowing amidst, apparently I can't read today, amidst spectral amber. There we go. Okay, so our top notes are apple and amber. The mid notes are coffee and green, and the base is wood and musk. Okay, I have to admit I feel like this description is both kind of accurate, but then also not in a way. So let's dig in. Okay, do you smell apple? Yes, it's at the very top of this fragrance is the really kind of lovely, juicy apple note. I don't know, it maybe smells like a gala apple, maybe it's a sweeter apple scent. So like a Fuji or Macintosh definitely come to mind. It's not too distinct, but it's a lovely sweet apple. The amber. I do think that the amber definitely comes into play pretty early on in this fragrance, and I would definitely list it near the top of the fragrance. It's that really warm, I would say almost slightly perfumey resinous amber that Kringle is kind of known for with a lot of their Halloween fragrances. I really like the amber a lot, and I think it pairs really well with that sweet apple note. Now, this coffee I'm finding really interesting because I don't think it really smells like coffee to my nose. I actually feel like I'm getting a lot more woodiness from this fragrance. So the base note of the wood, which I would say It's kind of a cross between like an oak and then almost like a very slightly smoky oud as well. There's a little bit of an incensiness to this fragrance, not much, but I definitely smell that. There is a muskiness. The musk it doesn't play a supporting role here. I feel like it's pretty noticeable in here as well, but I think it does make sense with the fragrance. But the coffee and the green, I'm just not getting here. So if you were hopeful to maybe smell some coffee in this scent, I am at the halfway point now, and not once while burning this have I thought, there's a delicious, you know, roasted coffee note in here. I'm not getting it. So, and green, I also don't smell any green. This smells like a delicious, ripe, juicy, sweet apple with a beautiful perfumey amber. There is a woodiness to this, a slight bit of like an incense type of note. There's a muskiness to this fragrance, and that's just about it. I do think it shares some similarities with the bourbon, apple, and oud here. Not the same fragrance, but they definitely, I think, are in the same family. They certainly complement each other really well. I have burned both of these candles at the same time, and they are wonderful together. So if you have them both, I would say light them up together and enjoy that combo. It's great. This is a lovely scent just in its own right. If it didn't have the Halloween label, I think this could have easily been added to like a fall apple collection. And I really think that Kringle should maybe think about doing an apple collection one of these years for the fall. It's just such a perfect transitional fragrance. This fragrance has been perfect for me to burn over the course of the last couple of weeks. I really actually like these apple scents in September. They're kind of a nice transition before you get into the heavy pumpkin fragrances. So this has been pleasant. I mean, again, minus the label, very pleasant fragrance. Strength and throw, no problems here. Easily a strength of about a 7.5. The throw I would put probably at about a 7. It's a good performer. It's what I'm used to from Kringle. Do I wish it had a little bit more oomph to it? Maybe, but I don't know. I feel like this one is fine. It's a nice fragrance to complement other scents. So I don't feel like I need this one fragrance here to be like a 10 out of 10 in strength and throw. I typically do burn 2 candles at a time. In the downstairs, rarely I will do 3, but 2 is kind of my norm. So if one candle is going to give me a strength and a throw of either like between a 6, 7, or an 8, then like I'm usually actually good with that. So I get a good performance out of this. There have been 0 burn issues. Nice, clean burn. Pulls out pretty quickly. It does form some, I would say, minor mushroom tops, nothing major. Doesn't get smoky, it doesn't get sooty. The wax is staying nice and clean. No problems. So another great Halloween fragrance from Kringle. I really hope this one sticks around. We'll see. We'll see what sticks around once we see the lineup for next year. I'm honestly very curious to see how Kringle tackles Halloween in 2025, especially with the addition of the artist collection and the, what was the other collection? The artist and the Spellbound collection. There we go. I really liked both of those concepts. Some of the fragrances, maybe not what I would have chosen, but I think they were trying something new, and they always take feedback incredibly well. So anyway, this one really got great reviews on the website as well. So I feel like it's one of those really safe, like awesome, not only Halloween type fragrances, but it's just a great fall fragrance in general. So if you like those woody apple scents, I think you're going to enjoy this one. Let me know if you picked up Dreadful Dolly. Leave your opinions in the comments down below. We have one more candle review coming up in a few more hours, so stay tuned for that. And I appreciate you guys being here. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.